Hey, Christian, just could you take us through these last couple of weeks of getting yourself prepared, getting your first kind of feet wet experience 2 weeks ago, and then getting your first start? Like, what has that been like, considering that you went through some things to get to this point?
It's been a long journey, really, and it's just like just taking everything like a day at a time, and not getting too far ahead of myself and things like that. It's just like really just taking the things day at a time, and just like with practices, just getting better at one thing every day, and just know like your time's gonna come, and then when your time's there, just be ready for it. And I feel like I was ready for it.
Hey, Christian. Um, when I guess like jumping off of that, like when you and coaches were figuring out, okay, what's the right window to fit me in where we can, where I get to start. And when you see you're going to be going up against Brian Burns and a team that blitzes a lot and just like the challenge of that pass rush, how did you process that? How did you prepare for it? Because it's not like there's really easy windows where you're going to be facing like bad players. You know what I mean?
All right.
Like you're always, every week it's going to be hard.
Yeah, so really it was just like trusting like the trainers and the medical staff really is just like a timeline put in place for where like I have like that window where I should be back to like feeling like 100%, feeling like myself. And it just happened to be like this week versus Carolina Panthers, and I was given the green light to go. And knowing like playing Brian Burns, Hassan Reddick, just knowing like those two guys are like two of the top rushers in the NFL, and just knowing it's gonna be a challenge for sure. But I'm always up for a challenge. And I feel like just like that competitive in me, like that competitive nature in me, I never shy away from anything. So I don't. It really doesn't matter who you are. I'm gonna be ready.
We'll go Dave, Andrew, then Chad.
Yeah, Christian, what were you feeling after the game? You played well in your first start, and you guys got an overtime win. What were sort of your emotions like yesterday?
Just pure excitement and joy, really. Just like for me, it's overcoming a lot of things, and just finally being here in this moment and just to get a win of my first start. Definitely just me. And as a unit, like as an offensive unit, we came out there, we dominated the whole day. We had like 570 something total offensive yards. Like the third most in Vikings history, and just like to be able to go out there and accomplish that, having Dalvin back, and just giving Kirk time in the pocket to do what he does. It was a great day.
Hey, Christian, not only your first start, obviously, but you played 89 plays. I mean, that's a lot in
Yeah.
an NFL game, certainly. How are you feeling? How's your body
I'm a little sore right now, as expected, but nothing major or anything like that. I feel good. We had a game this upcoming week. I'll be ready to go and attack that. But yeah, I feel good.
Christian, you mentioned overcoming some things. What was the last, I guess, like 10, 11, 12 weeks like as, you look around and some other rookie D tackle or offensive tackles like Rashawn Slater are out there playing and doing their thing, and you're, still trying to rehab and get on the field. Was that frustrating at all?
Uh, I really don't try to pay attention to anybody else. Just worry about what I'm facing and going through every day. Just like the challenges I'm going through, and it definitely was difficult on me mentally. And but just having like this support system around me here with Dr. Mack and the trainers and talking to my parents every day. It's communicating. It's like my problems and what I'm going through. I had bad days for sure. I didn't know like when I'll be able to play again. But I just had to like just take it a day at a time and not rush things because rushing things like really won't equal up to good results. So I just like I took it a day at a time and knew like my time was coming, and when it came, I'll be ready.
Brief, and then Courtney.
We talked a lot about your journey to get here, but does it feel kind of cyclical? I think your first college start was also against Brian Burns,
Yeah.
wasn't it? How does it feel kind of bookending it like that?
Man, it's crazy. It was like maybe like this was meant to be or something like that, man. And just like going back to college, I didn't even know who Brian Burns was until like the day of the game, and it was just like one of the top defensive ends in the nation. And then now we're here in the NFL, and that's who I'm getting my first start against. And I gave up a sack against him in college, and I just had that on my mind like I'm getting my like no sacks this week. I'm gonna have him on lockdown.
Sorry. with your injury and obviously like where you're at right now and getting past it, how this might be a dumb question, but like when you're pass blocking, you're trying to be in a power position, right? Like your body's a cylinder. How much do you feel it more or any sort of pull when you're run blocking? Because how teams can play the run and kind of getting offensive linemen off balance, things like that. Do you feel it more, or do you not feel anything at all when you're from the injury when you're playing?
I don't feel anything at all from the injury. It's completely 100% healed, and like the worst days are behind me, and I feel great.
Christian, what kind of lift is it when you see a fullback gain 30 yards on like a 3rd and 1? How much did that kind of propel you guys going forward?
Just like juice. Me and Ezra, the left guard, we knew that play was coming right behind us, and we had the big block, the most important block on the field, just moving that 3-tech out the way, and we got it done. And to see him make that cut, he almost scored. We would have had one more block, but it was definitely like just exciting, and just we was just juiced up after that. Like, let's go.
With Joe and then Courtney.
Okay. Christian, now that you have that first start out of the way, are you more and more convinced and confident that you were made to play this game and you're going to be here for a long time?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely very confident in my game. I just know I got to go out there and be me. Just don't try to do nothing extra or anything just like out of the normal. Just go out there and play like yourself, and it's like just be the best version of me every play. And I feel like I'll be here for a long time.
I think it was something like Kirk was only pressured on 4 of 49 or 50 dropbacks yesterday, which is just like an absurd rate. How much pride do you take in that, just knowing the offensive line, was able to keep him clean and not give up a sack when you guys are dropping back that much?
We take huge pride in it because we know who our quarterback is, Kirk Cousins, and when he has time, he does amazing things. So it's just like we just go into that game just like, hey, let's just keep the defensive line off the quarterback, and great things will happen. So we know like big plays come off that. So it's just like we feed off like the big long passes and everything. So it was great.
We'll go to Mike.
Christian, while most of your teammates are probably excited about a bye, now that you have one start under your belt, you kind of wish you were able to get right back at it next week with another game?
Definitely wish I could just like keep it rolling for another game, but we have a huge challenge in the Dallas Cowboys coming up, so I'll definitely be ready for that one in 2 weeks.
Courtney, and then time for this last few after her.
Do you feel like you had to, having missed the preseason, in camp and all of that, like how did you make up for lost time to make sure that you were ready at this point?
Really just like getting a lot of reps in practice, like just taking like offensive scout team reps against like the one defense, just getting all those reps in. It's like just like the good on good reps. Then like the scout team players on defense, like Patrick Jones and Kenny, like they were bringing it every day, and they were like, we're getting each other better. And I felt like, the coaches felt like I was ready, and I knew it in myself that I was ready as well. So it was just like a time whenever like I would get the green light to just go out there and play, and it happened last week, and this week I got to start. So.
Eric Smith.
Hey, Christian, you said you would hope to play Sunday. If there's no bye, you're ready to go again. But team-wise, do you feel like the team maybe needs a week off and just kind of catch their breath, given the roller coaster of the first 6 weeks?
I feel like as a team, we have one Sunday. We'll be ready to go for sure. The momentum, I feel like we're rolling right now as a whole team. But as a team, like of course you need a bye week at some point in the season. It's like mentally. It's like the refresh, and just like after that, like let's just like it's time to do it, make this playoff run. But yeah, I feel like we need it as a team.